Hey guys, I'm your host, Sydney Staples, and on this week's episode, we are here in Sanford Stadium to check out the new expansion project and get to see what it's like here in Athens, Georgia for a game day. Tanner Steins, you yourself had quite a hand in this project here at Sanford Stadium. What went into the design of the new phases that we see in the stadium?
So we had this portion of the stadium around Gate 9 on the south side that was really massively underused. It was a big void off the bridge, largely with tree canopy and a tiny little gate that came in Gate 9 that led us into a not very well thought out fan experience. It was laid out originally in the 1929 and then added onto after that. And I think what we did here was try and increase the fan amenity, but also trying to create several levels of premium aspect in the new construction.
What was here beforehand that you guys just had to get rid of and had to change entirely?
So most of our fans are on the south side. It's the home sideline, it's in the shade. And so they were coming in one of our smallest gates through our tightest corridor, and we hadn't made any advancements in that area in a while.
So if you were going to encapsulate this expansion as a whole, what can Georgia fans really expect whenever they're here on a game day?
We would say that our most efficient game day experience is coming through Gate 9 now. You go into our widest concourse, you have the best bathrooms, an easy concession experience, and we want you to come in and not be stressed at all about the game on the field or the time experience in your seats.
So Tanner, this concourse that we're standing in right now has doubled in size through this expansion project.
Yeah, the Southside 100 was one of our tightest pinch points. Where we're standing right now, we would have been on the wall. From here to the field side was the width of the concourse. We doubled it to 21 feet. It was just over about 10 feet at the time. We were able to increase new concessions and restrooms, both at the Gate 6 end and at Gate 9. And we put in a new sensory room for those with sensory deficiencies, as well as new ADA platform seating on our south side for our fans, which allowed us to create a new 60-second premium row, and we numbered it 62 in honor of the late Charlie Trippi.
Who is Charlie Trippi? What is his significance here at UGA?
So Charlie Trippi was probably our greatest football player, we would say, prior to Herschel Walker. His numbers retired in the stadium. If it hadn't been for World War II, he probably would have won the Heisman. And he had just passed away the year we dedicated the stadium portion.
So why was it important for the 300 level to be 3 times bigger than what it used to be?
So much like we did on the 100 level, right? Anytime we're gonna do an improvement, we have to think about our largest portion of our fans. We've got over 20,000 people that sit on the 300 level. And so coming off Field Street, off of our brand new TV truck parking, we created a brand new concession space, all new bathrooms, and we're able to create the concourse that's really 3 times as wide. Previously, the stadium would have only been from that wall over there to this line. We would have had some drink portables, a few specialty items. Now that we've introduced all these new concessions and new restrooms, the 300 South may be some of the best seats for the value in the whole stadium. So this is our sensory room. We partnered with Culture City, who is one of the leading innovators in sensory spaces within large venues. They provided all of the items for the room. This is located on our Southside 100 level, and it's been a huge success with parents who have children with sensory issues. They're able to come, take away from the game. You know, it's loud noises, bright lights, lots of screaming and yelling. Bring them in here, let them calm down. We also provide opportunity for the parents to be able to watch the game while in here, and it's been a huge benefit to our fan base.
Now, the press box here at Sanford Stadium is across 2 different levels. Right now, we're on the 500 level.
Correct. So in the new press box construction, really didn't have the same horizontal space that we had in the previous press box. So what we did was we split it into more of an operational level that's got all the radio booths, instant replay, scoreboard operations, our internal creative staffs, and then a true working press level. The 500 level is named after Coach McGill, who was our first sports information director in the school's history. And then the 400 level is named after Claude Felton, who is our second only sports information director who just recently retired. Currently in this level in 500, there's 5 rows, 1 below us closer to the windows, and then 2 more above the row we're currently standing on. And then each level has its own bistro, kitchen space, hot and cold brewed coffee. We really spared no expense when it came to the press.
What was essential for you guys to include in these director suites?
We wanted them to be unlike any other suites we had in the stadium. These 6 suites are uniquely designed. We created features such as Georgia granite that we locally sourced from a quarry here in the state. The induction top counters. So all of these countertops only work if you place metal onto them. Magnetic pulls up from the bottom and heats it as soon as you lift the pan off. The counters cool to the touch. The bathroom mirrors have built-in televisions so that you can never miss a minute of the action while you're here. But largely, it's one of the best views in the stadium when you go out into your seats.
What brings people to want to be a part of this part of the stadium?
I think it's on the south side. It's the home sideline, and it stacks right above our brand new gate. So like we talked about before, the most efficient way to come in and enter the stadium, we've provided that same level of efficiency for them to get to this suite level.
So the 1929 club used to be where the press box was located.
Correct. So our original press box was located right here on the 50-yard line on the top of the 200 level. When we built the new press box, we were able to go to the existing press box, gut the entire space, and really convert it into our most premium space in the entire stadium. This is the best seat in the house. It's got the best amenities. It's got full bar, food and beverage, but the big things are the unique factors that we've got in the space that we've had to work through. Our logo was custom designed. 1929 is when the stadium was dedicated. Its unique oval shape mimics the field and the oval shape of the hedges that wrap around the stadium. And we even sell very specific 1929 club apparel that you can only buy on game days in this club. One of the unique things we have here in the 1929 club is we had a special art piece by a local artist, Steve Pinley, commissioned as a one-of-one just for this room. It depicts some of the most iconic moments in Sanford Stadium history, from Kevin Butler's long kick to the original ticket that is from the very first game, an homage to the hosting of the 1996 Olympics, Coach Dooley when James Brown performed here, as well as the images from the original stadium and all of the UGGas.
What went into the design of the space?
So everything in this space was individually thought out, from the exact color red of all the upholstery to these uniquely Georgia granite tables and columns in the walls, as well as all of the other architecture in the space. We wanted this to be the most premium experience we had, not only for our fans here, but even compared to other premium spaces that they might go to. We've had great reaction to the fact that we split food and we have a centralized bar area. It's made for fan flow so they can get in and out from the game. But the biggest part about this space is the iconic seats right at the 50-yard line at the 200 level.
So now Georgia has a live mascot, the UGGA Bulldog, and there's a long lineage of them. In fact, all of them are buried here in the stadium.
Correct. So each one of the UGGas is a direct lineage of itself. The original UGGA was debuted in 1956, and the Seiler family out of Savannah owns the dogs. They maintain and curate the UGGA lineage. But after they've retired, when they do finally pass away, we bring them here to the stadium. We have a little puppy funeral for them, and then they get their final entombment in the wall here at Sanford.
During a game, where can you find UGGA?
So during the game, UGGA lives in UGGA's house. It lives on the sideline, on the visiting sideline, just in front of the student section.
So apparently people come into UGGA's house, so let's try it out. Oh gosh, this is insane. It's air conditioned. I feel air on me right now. This is insane. Okay, yeah, so UGGA, you might just be one of the best cared for dogs in all of the country. So there are hedges that surround the field here at Sanford Stadium.
So here in Athens, we say that we play football between the hedges. It's kind of our thing. When the stadium was first opened in 1929, we had just come back from a Rose Bowl game, and they loved that the Rose Bowl field was surrounded by roses. Obviously, in the Georgia climate, getting roses to grow around your field would be a lot harder. So we had these Chinese privet hedges that were brought in. These hedges here are the direct lineage of the original ones from 1929. They've been replaced 3 times over the century. So in 1996, when we had the hedges, we had the Olympics here, and for soccer, we had to remove the hedges. The hedges were boxed up In order to maintain them, they were taken to 2 different nurseries, a nursery down in Florida and the Dudley Nursery in Augusta, Georgia, boxed up, planted in the ground so that they could live during the Olympics, and then were brought back in and retransplanted back into their.
So we're high up in the stands right now, and there's actually some cords here for what reason?
So this is where the battle hymn soloist basically calls the dogs into the stadium. It's my favorite tradition about Sanford Stadium. Anybody asks me, what do we do this job for? And I always tell them, like, the time between the battle hymn soloist and when the team comes out on the field, those like 3 minutes make the whole job worth it. So the battle hymn soloist is a different band member each week. And then we even do something special on homecoming games. We'll pull an alumni band member from the past and let them come back and do the battle hymn solo.
So now we're back in the 1929 club. Again, a few hours for kickoff. How has this space changed?
So now the room's completely prepped. We've got all the TVs playing all the different games on that are on this weekend. We've done radio tuning. Seats are uncovered outside. We're getting ready for some food prep. And then the real secret sauce is we turn on the scent air, which is we put perfumed into the air conditioning system to make the room smell good all during game day.
So about how many people can you expect in this room on a game day?
On a game day, this room holds about 250 people. It's a really easy flow back and forth between the seats. But once the kickoff happens, most everybody's locked in out there on the field.